Joining us now, retired United States Marine Corps Major Ed Rush. He served as a fighter pilot for the United States Marine Corps and is also the author of God Talks: How to Have a Friendship with God Even If You've Made a Million Mistakes, and I Have. Major Rush, thanks for joining the program and for your service. You've analyzed some of Iran's digital propaganda on your social media pages. What do you make of it?
Yeah, so Congressman, thanks for having me on the show. Listen, we have a term in the Marine Corps that goes like this: liars use numbers and numbers lie. And right now what you're seeing pretty much from everyone is some sort of propagandized view of what we call bomb damage assessment. In the Marines, we're simply looking at what kind of strike we had on the target. By the way, what we saw from the B-2s was, I think, one of the most flawlessly executed strikes that I've ever seen. And I planned and flew strikes like this. And so, yeah, I think it would be important just to take with a grain of salt what you're seeing right now. It's very difficult to get really accurate assessment on the ground. My guess is that Iran themselves probably don't even know what happened to their nuclear sites right there. But what I can tell you is it was a very successful strike.
When you have these types of strikes going on, do the pilots initially know whether or not they achieved the result that was sought?
So this is the most inexact science you can have. I mean, most people don't know exactly what happened. It makes it even harder when that bunker is 200, 300, 400 feet down. What you do know as a pilot is the accuracy of your weapon. They have very accurate sensors that can see when there's an impact point, if the weapon went in the way it should have. And I can tell you, by looking at all of the imagery, this was a highly accurate strike, down literally, I think, to within less than a meter of where they were trying to get that weapon in. What you can't tell, by the way, as a pilot, is what happened afterwards. I mean, those missiles, those bombs go hundreds of feet underground, and there's absolutely no way of telling, even with secondary explosions, what exactly happened underneath the ground. Like I said, I don't think the president knows. I don't even think the Iranians know. Honestly, I don't think the Iranians will know for weeks the status of their testing equipment, the status of their uranium enrichment equipment under the ground. We're in a wait and see mode. What I can tell you, I think my at most educated assessment as a pilot and a planner is, I think we probably took them back about 2 to 3 years in time in terms of their nuclear ability, which is certainly safer for the world.
The capabilities that we showcased here were multiple. It was the stealth capability, it was the ordnance capability, it was the deception capability. Do you think putting all of that in this package has successfully reset deterrence between the United States and Iran?
I mean, it's unbelievable. So think about this. We took aircraft out of Whiteman Air Force Base, flew 37 hours, dropped bombs on a hostile nation, and flew back. I want you to imagine, what would it be like if a country that hated us could fly into our airspace undeterred, without us launching any aircraft, without us launching any sort of missiles, drop bombs in the middle of America and fly back? It's terrifying. And I have to say, it is the most excellent example of why I think our air forces, I say air forces, not just the Air Force, because I was a Marine pilot, are the best in the world. We went into that airspace, Matt, they didn't even take an airplane off. That just goes to show you how much air superiority we have. They didn't shoot a missile, as far as we can tell. We flew in undeterred. We flew out undeterred in the strike packets that made up more than just the B-2s. There were probably F-16s, F-18Es. There were probably even F-22s or F-35s. There were cruise missiles shot. We're very, very good at what we do. And I think that's a big component of the president's ability to negotiate on the world stage.
It is so key to have that credible threat in order to be able to get the negotiated deal that I think is President Trump's preference over some extended regime change war. I did want to give you a chance to chat a little bit about the book that you wrote and what it's doing to connect people to God.
Yeah, thank you for asking that question. I'm a business guy now, so I left the Marine Corps, started writing books, helping business people, and I really help business people ask God questions about their business and get answers. By the way, I do it for everyone. You don't just have to be a Christian. You know, I've had atheists literally hear the voice of God in my events, and we do it in a really simple way. The subtitle was written for guys like you and me, who, like you said, have made millions of mistakes and counting. We're just trying to crawl our way towards a better life, and one of the ways you can do it is a simple conversation with the person who created you. So it's God Talks. You can find it at godtalks.com. Thanks for the opportunity to talk about the book.
Thank you so much, Major Ed Rush. Thank you for your service to the country and for bringing your expertise to our viewers.
Yes, sir. Thank you.